In the ancient world of Egyptian mythology, Anubis emerges as a figure of profound significance. The jackal-headed god of the afterlife, protector of graves, and master of mummification, Anubis holds the keys to the mysteries of death and the eternal journey of the soul. Anubis, one of the most recognizable deities in Egyptian mythology, is known for his distinctive jackal-headed form. This iconic representation features the head of a black jackal, symbolizing his connection to death and the afterlife. The black color of his head and skin signifies the color of mummified flesh and the fertile soil of the Nile, embodying both death and regeneration. Often depicted in traditional Egyptian attire, Anubis wears a shendit, a kilt-like garment, and various other adornments including armlets and a collar, highlighting his divine status. Anubis's personality is a blend of compassion, justice, wisdom, loyalty, and protection. As a compassionate protector, he ensures that the dead are treated with respect and dignity, guiding souls through the treacherous journey of the afterlife. His role as the overseer of the weighing of the heart ceremony exemplifies his commitment to justice, ensuring that each soul is judged fairly. Anubis's profound knowledge of the mysteries of life and death reflects his wisdom, while his unwavering loyalty to Isis and Osiris underscores his dutiful nature. His protective instincts are evident in his vigilant guardianship over graves and tombs, safeguarding them from desecration and evil spirits. Several significant items and symbols are associated with Anubis, each representing different aspects of his divine roles. The Ankh, a symbol of life, is often held by Anubis, signifying his power over life and death. The flail and crook, traditional symbols of kingship and authority, further emphasize his protective and guiding roles. Anubis is also depicted holding the Waz scepter, a staff with a forked base and an animal head at the top, symbolizing divine power and dominion. Additionally, embalming tools such as the brain hook, embalmer's knife, and canopic jars highlight his mastery of the mummification process. These characteristics collectively define Anubis's identity and significance in Egyptian mythology. His unique jackal-headed form, compassionate and just nature, and the powerful symbols he wields all contribute to his revered status as the guardian of the afterlife and protector of the dead. Anubis, a pivotal figure in Egyptian mythology, plays several crucial roles in the afterlife and the funerary practices of Egypt. His duties encompass guiding souls through the underworld, protecting graves, and overseeing the mummification process, each aspect highlighting his significance and expertise. Anubis serves as the guide of the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. In this role, he assists the souls of the deceased as they navigate the perilous journey through the afterlife. The Duat is filled with various dangers, trials, and supernatural beings, and Anubis ensures that the souls reach the Hall of Mahat for judgment. His guidance provides comfort and reassurance, helping souls overcome the challenges they face on their journey to eternal life. Anubis's knowledge of the Duat and his protective nature make him an essential guide, safeguarding the deceased from malevolent spirits and other threats. Anubis is also revered as the god of mummification and embalming. He is credited with inventing the embalming process, having performed the first mummification on Osiris. The mummification process involves several meticulous steps: removing the internal organs, drying the body with natron, and wrapping it in linen. Anubis's expertise in this process ensures that the body is preserved for eternity, allowing the soul to recognize and return to it in the afterlife. His role in mummification is not only practical but also deeply symbolic, representing the transformation from death to eternal life. Priests performing mummification rituals often wore masks of Anubis, invoking his divine presence to guide their work and honor the deceased. As the protector of graves, Anubis watches over burial sites, ensuring their sanctity and safety. He guards tombs against desecration, robbers, and evil spirits, maintaining the integrity of the final resting places of the deceased. Anubis's presence in cemeteries symbolizes protection and reverence for the dead. His vigilant guardianship reflects the Egyptian belief in the importance of a secure and undisturbed burial site for the peace and well-being of the soul in the afterlife. These roles collectively highlight Anubis's profound importance in Egyptian mythology, emphasizing his protective, guiding, and transformative powers within the realm of the dead. The story of Anubis's birth is a tale of divine intrigue, deception, and eventual protection, deeply rooted in the complex relationships among the Egyptian gods. Nephthys, the goddess of mourning and lamentation, was married to Set, the god of chaos and destruction. Despite their union, their relationship was fraught with turmoil and they remained childless. Longing for a child and feeling neglected by Set, Nephthys devised a plan to fulfill her desire for motherhood. She knew that Osiris, the benevolent god of the afterlife, was compassionate and loving, unlike her husband. Nephthys's longing compelled her towards a bold and desperate act. She used her magical abilities to disguise herself as her sister, Isis, who was Osiris's wife. With her disguise complete, Nephthys approached Osiris, who believed she was his beloved wife. The deception was successful, and through their union, Nephthys conceived a child. However, this act of deception was fraught with risk, as the wrath of Set was a looming threat. In the secrecy of the night, Nephthys gave birth to Anubis, a child with the head of a black jackal, symbolizing his connection to death and the afterlife. The sight of her newborn filled Nephthys with both joy and fear. She knew that Set's jealousy and anger could lead to dire consequences if he discovered the child's existence. To protect her son, Nephthys made the heartbreaking choice to abandon him, hoping that he would remain hidden and safe from Set's vengeance. Nephthys carefully chose a remote and desolate location, away from the prying eyes of gods and mortals alike. She placed Anubis in a secluded spot, whispering a silent prayer for his safety. As she walked away, tears filled her eyes, knowing that this was the only way to protect him from Set's wrath. Isis, the goddess of magic and motherhood, during her wanderings and duties, discovered the abandoned infant. She immediately recognized the child as her nephew. Her heart went out to the helpless infant, and her maternal instincts drove her to take Anubis in and raise him as her own. Under Isis's care, Anubis was nurtured and protected. Isis's palace became a sanctuary for the young Anubis. She provided him with all the love and care he needed, ensuring that he grew up in a safe and nurturing environment. As Anubis grew, Isis began to teach him the sacred arts, including the secrets of mummification and the mysteries of the afterlife. The bond between them grew strong, marked by mutual respect and deep affection. Under the watchful eye of Isis, Anubis quickly mastered the knowledge and skills associated with death and the afterlife. He became proficient in embalming and mummification, which would soon become essential practices in Egyptian funerary rituals. Isis's guidance and teachings shaped Anubis into a wise and skilled deity. His loyalty to Isis was unwavering, and he assisted her in many of her endeavors, particularly in relation to Osiris. The young Anubis often accompanied Isis during her sacred duties, observing and learning from her. He witnessed the reverence with which she approached her tasks and her dedication to maintaining the balance of life and death. Anubis's experiences with Isis instilled in him a deep sense of duty and responsibility. He learned the importance of the cycles of life and death, and he embraced his destiny with determination. As Anubis matured, his skills and knowledge grew, preparing him for the crucial roles he would play in the future. His connection to the afterlife and his mastery of mummification were soon to be tested in a pivotal event that would define his legacy. The story of Osiris's death would not only elevate Anubis's status, but also cement his place as a key figure in the pantheon of Egyptian gods. The myth of Osiris's death is a cornerstone of Egyptian mythology, illustrating themes of betrayal, loss, and ultimate triumph. This story, filled with intrigue and divine intervention, underscores the eternal struggle between order and chaos. Osiris, the benevolent god of the afterlife, was first a beloved ruler who brought civilization, agriculture, and laws to Egypt. His reign was marked by prosperity and order, much to the envy of his younger brother, Set. Set, the god of chaos and destruction, resented Osiris's success and the adoration he received from their subjects. Consumed by jealousy, Set devised a cunning plan to eliminate his brother and seize the throne for himself. Set secretly measured Osiris's body and commissioned a beautiful ornate chest, perfectly sized to fit him. This chest, crafted from precious materials, was designed to be an irresistible lure. Set hosted a grand feast and invited Osiris along with other guests. During the feast, Set presented the exquisite chest and declared that whoever could fit perfectly inside it could keep it as a gift. The guests, intrigued, attempted to fit into the chest, but none succeeded. When it was Osiris's turn, he lay down in the chest, which fit him perfectly. At that moment, Set and his co-conspirators slammed the lid shut, sealed it with nails, and poured molten lead over it to ensure it remained closed. Set and his followers then carried the sealed chest to the Nile River and cast it into the waters. The chest, with Osiris trapped inside, floated downstream, carrying the lifeless body of the once great king. Isis, Osiris's devoted wife, was devastated by her husband's disappearance. Determined to find him, she embarked on a relentless search, traveling across Egypt and beyond. Her journey was fraught with challenges, but her unwavering love and determination drove her forward. Isis used her magical abilities to aid her search, transforming into different forms and casting spells to gather information. The chest eventually washed ashore in the city of Byblos. It became lodged in a tamarisk tree, which grew rapidly around it, encasing the chest within its trunk. The local king of Byblos, impressed by the magnificent tree, had it cut down and used as a pillar in his palace. Isis, guided by her divine intuition, learned of the chest's location and traveled to Byblos. Disguised as a commoner, she entered the king's palace and revealed her divine nature to the queen, who granted her permission to take the pillar. Isis returned to Egypt with the chest and with the help of her sister Nephthys, opened it to find Osiris's body. With Osiris's body in her possession, Isis would use her magical knowledge and abilities to attempt to resurrect him. Upon discovering that Isis had retrieved Osiris's body, Set's fury knew no bounds. He seized the body, dismembered it into 14 pieces, and scattered them across Egypt. Each piece was hidden in a different location, making the task of reassembly seem impossible. Undeterred by Set's actions, Isis, with the help of Nephthys, Anubis, and Thoth, set out to find the scattered pieces of Osiris's body. Through tireless effort and divine intervention, they located all but one piece, Osiris's phallus, which had been swallowed by a fish in the Nile. Using her magical abilities, Isis fashioned a new phallus for Osiris and reassembled his body. As the god of mummification, Anubis played a crucial role in this process. He performed the first mummification, meticulously preserving Osiris's body with sacred oils, resins, and linen wrappings. This act set a divine precedent for the embalming practices that would become central to Egyptian funerary rites. Anubis's expertise ensured that Osiris's body was ready for resurrection. Through her magic, Isis temporarily resurrected Osiris, allowing them to conceive their son, Horus, who would later challenge Set's tyranny and defeat him. Following the temporary resurrection and transformation of Osiris, both he and Anubis assumed their respective roles in the afterlife. Osiris, now the lord of the Duat, governs the realm of the dead, overseeing the final judgment of souls. Anubis, his loyal lieutenant, serves as the guardian and guide of the deceased. Anubis's duties in mummification, embalming, and the weighing of the heart ceremony become central to the funerary practices and beliefs of ancient Egypt. Together, Osiris and Anubis ensure the maintenance of Mahat, the cosmic order, and the protection of the eternal journey of the soul. The myth of Osiris's death and resurrection is a powerful symbol of the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It reinforces the belief in life after death and the hope for eternal existence, highlighting the triumph of order over chaos and the enduring power of love and loyalty. The weighing of the heart ceremony is a crucial aspect of ancient Egyptian belief, determining the fate of a soul in the afterlife. This ritual, overseen by Anubis, ensures that only the righteous can enjoy eternal life. Upon death, the soul of the deceased embarks on a journey through the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. The Duat is a maze-like realm filled with various dangers, challenges, and supernatural beings. Guided by Anubis, the soul navigates these perilous paths, overcoming obstacles and evading threats. Anubis, with his deep knowledge of the underworld, provides protection and guidance, ensuring the soul reaches the Hall of Mahat for judgment. As the guide and guardian of the Duat, Anubis plays a central role in the weighing of the heart ceremony. As the soul arrives at the Hall of Mahat, Anubis carefully leads it to the scales of justice. His presence ensures the process is fair and just. In the Hall of Mahat, the scales of justice stand as a symbol of divine balance and fairness. On one side of the scales is placed the heart of the deceased, which is believed to be the seat of the soul and the center of thought, emotion, and moral integrity. Unlike other internal organs, the heart is left within the body during mummification, symbolizing its significance. On the opposite side of the scales rests the feather of Mahat. The feather represents the ideal of Mahat, the goddess of truth and justice. It embodies purity, truth, and cosmic order. The heart must be lighter or equal in weight to the feather for the soul to be deemed righteous and worthy of entering the field of reeds. This delicate balance determines the soul's fate. Thoth, the god of wisdom, writing, and knowledge, stands by to record the outcome of the weighing. With his scribe's palette and scroll, Thoth meticulously notes the results, ensuring that the judgment is accurately documented. His role as the divine scribe underscores the importance of truth and record-keeping in the judgment process. Thoth's presence guarantees that the final verdict is beyond reproach. Surrounding the scales are the 42 judges, deities who represent different aspects of divine law and morality. Each judge oversees a specific sin or virtue. Before the weighing, the deceased must recite the negative confessions or declarations of innocence, proclaiming their innocence of 42 specific sins. These declarations are made to the judges who evaluate the sincerity and truthfulness of the soul's claims. The judges listen intently, assessing whether the deceased has lived a life in accordance with Mahat's principles. This comprehensive evaluation ensures that the judgment is thorough and fair, leaving no aspect of the soul's life unexamined. Once the declarations are made and the weighing is complete, the soul's fate is determined based on the balance of the scales. If the heart is lighter or equal in weight to the feather of Mahat, it signifies that the deceased has led a righteous life. The soul is granted passage to the field of reeds, a paradisiacal realm where it can enjoy eternal peace, happiness, and abundance. In this idyllic afterlife, the righteous soul is reunited with loved ones and experiences the rewards of a virtuous life. However, if the heart is heavier than the feather, it indicates that the soul is burdened with sin and has not lived according to Mahat's principles. In this case, the heart is devoured by Amit, a fearsome demoness with the head of a crocodile, the torso of a lion, and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus. Amit's consumption of the heart results in the soul's eternal damnation, denying it entry to the afterlife and consigning it to oblivion. The weighing of the heart ceremony is a profound testament to the ancient Egyptian belief in justice, morality, and the eternal journey of the soul. It underscores the importance of living a life in harmony with Mahat, ensuring that the balance of truth and justice is maintained in both the mortal world and the afterlife. Anubis's role in the weighing of the heart ceremony highlights his crucial function as the protector and guide of souls. His presence ensures that the judgment process is fair and just, reflecting his deep commitment to upholding Mahat. By guiding souls through the Duat and overseeing their judgment, Anubis embodies the values of compassion, integrity, and justice. His vigilance and dedication are essential in maintaining the moral order of the afterlife, granting the righteous the peace they deserve, and safeguarding the cosmic balance. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, stands as a pillar of justice, protection, and transition in ancient Egyptian mythology. His roles in guiding souls, overseeing mummification, and ensuring fair judgment highlight his profound importance. Revered through millennia, Anubis symbolizes the eternal balance between life and death. His legacy endures, reminding us of the timeless quest for justice and the sacred journey of the soul. In a world ever-changing, Anubis remains a steadfast guardian of the afterlife, embodying the principles of Mahat and the promise of eternal peace.